Volume 1, Day 1 of the Skull Crushing Grind Fest. Brought to you by Methodological Mayhem. Punk grind madness is about to melt your face. We're super excited.
My name is Taco, owner of Taco Punx. Me and my wife right here, cooking it up in the backyard scene. Everywhere you could catch us from LA to the Riverside area. It all started with going to the bar all the time, believe it or not. I started off cooking up beef jerky, and that being one of my hobbies, making beef jerky, slowly turned into a hobby of cooking food, which lands up being tacos, right? We make our salsas from scratch, whether it be our chipotle or whether it be our guac sauce that everybody likes, you know. You could always twist it around or do whatever you want, but I like my shit spicy. Sometimes you gotta be medium when you're around other people because not everybody likes spicy, you know what I mean? But I would say my main inspiration came from cooking beef jerky and barbecuing in the backyard for my family. I'm 38 years old now. I've been involved with the scene, I would say, since I was 12 years old. You got Brandon over there from Dr. No, man. I've been watching this guy in the backyard scene of La Puente and all the other good bands like Threatening Versus, Rest in Peace Pixie, and all those other people, man, that helped us grow along. The early 2000s was like the other big boom for the punk rock scene. So everyone around our age, dog, we grew up in that great time of good punk rock music. And a lot of us ain't here, and the ones that still are, you know, this is a lifestyle, not just more than it is a fad, you know what I mean? And all I gotta say is people come and go, but we still here.
Well, anytime you can have a gig at a venue that's not your typical, like, big venue, you know, where like Ticketmaster sells it and shit. This is, you know, the real underground of LA punk rock. Like, you know, we're not counting on big ticket guys or corporate anything. It's vendors coming here that make their own shit, making their own tacos, making their own patches, t-shirts, you know, slinging some bootleg booze. You know, it's what it's supposed to be. It's like how we did it back in the old days. You know, I like to reflect what's going on, like in either in the country or in the scene or with myself personally. You can never really tell until, like, we're writing a record right now. So it's like when I hear a riff, it might move me in one way or another, and it's like it's either really personal.
I like a bunch of the bands, and I work with a bunch of the bands doing merchandise for them. So I thought it'd be nice to do something for the community where we can all come out and see the bands we want to see that we cannot see. Hell yeah! There's a bunch of bands from other states and different countries, and also staple bands like Flipper. To play in the South Central community is like very step forward when it comes to punk, because when you think of Flipper and other big bands, you see them playing at the Region and downtown, you see them playing at the Whiskey a Go-Go and other places. So when it comes to playing in the hood, it kind of brings back the 1979 feeling that they were having here in 2025. You know, you always have to take a risk. I mean, everyone, all the bands got paid and everyone left happy. Like you said, there's people that saw bands that they never got to see. So it makes me happy that they get to experience that. Not only that, but a bunch of bands that been active since the 80s playing together, and that's something that they've always wanted to do. They never had a chance to do it and never crossed paths.
Current events, what I feel happening outside of me, like in my community, has inspired me to want to channel my energy in a angry way, but in an angry way that's not necessarily negative by like hurting others or like doing something self-destructive, you know? So channeling that energy and also like seeing a lot of like badass women is one of my hugest inspirations.
It's like DIY run. It's basically what embodies like what I feel our band's about. Is like music by punks for punks, and it's not for like this making a profit off it or for any other purposes than other just to have local bands, you know, that give them an opportunity to be heard out here. And I think that's what this show represents.
We are like, we try to feeling like you staying in like on a huge building somewhere, and it's the wave of apocalypse is going on you, and you're feeling that it's the end of the world. And but then you realize that it's not the end of the world. Every time it can be surviving after, and it's just the beginning of something new. I don't know, it's really complicated to explain of all of.
The only thing I want to add, it's like, it's not what inspired us, it's not our inspiration, it's our life, literally. So we're escaping from war, from our government, and from the problems in Russia, and now we're here. So, and here happening a lot of worse shit. It's like a Russia, but 15 years ago, maybe 10 or 15 years ago. So I saw the same shit, it's different country, different people, but the same political shit and the same like lame. I don't like that shit. So so we're running away from this, and we're here. What? They're kind of political. I mean, the newest one we did, it's about the current administration, about how everything's, we're losing all our freedoms, and we're kind of seeing it in real time right now. And I know it's, we're just trying to kind of get our voice out there. Appreciate this fest just to give us a chance to do it in Orem, Mythological Mayhem. There's a lot of people here just talking to each other, you know, congregating. There's a lot of people selling different things, but there's a tattoo table right there. People are, I've seen like 5 different people on that chair getting tattooed.
Yeah.